What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Altcoin Chief, where we talk about cryptocurrencies and blockchain. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos on the channel. Starting off from today, I want to introduce you to a couple of projects that I think are worth looking into. These projects are based on the biggest layer 2 platform built on Ethereum, which is Arbitrum. Arbitrum is layer 2 of Ethereum, and it has the biggest market share when it comes to layer 2s. So layer 2 solutions are there to help scale Ethereum. As we know, in the past, Ethereum experienced many congestion issues, especially in the bull market. So that's where layer 2 solutions come into play, and they solve this. And as we said, the biggest layer 2 at the moment is Arbitrum. And I do believe Arbitrum is going to release a token for their entire ecosystem. Once that happens, I think the popularity of this layer 2 solution is going to go through the roof. And this is the reason why I am now looking into the most popular or most undervalued projects on Arbitrum. Because when they do release the token, when the inflow of transactions, the inflow of capital comes in, I want to be ready with my gems on Arbitrum. So the first gem that I want to show you is Radiant Capital. Radiant Capital is built on Arbitrum. It has been released back in August this year, so it hasn't really experienced the last bull run. And if you follow me on Twitter, if you haven't, make sure you do. I explained that altcoins that don't have the baggage of the last bull run will perform a lot better than the ones that do. Why? Well, because the investors that have been on board in the last bull run, they have certain places where they bought the token, right? So obviously when the price reaches that target, reaches their previous buy, they will be looking to sell. That's why we're looking at fresh projects. We want to capture the biggest gains, and I think the best way to do so is with new projects like Radiant Capital. So as we said, it's built on Arbitrum. It allows you to earn interest, borrow assets, lend assets, cross-chain, and it's decentralized. So it's not like the solutions that we had with the likes of FTX, for example, or other, who were bankrupt. This is more like YEarn or Aave built on Arbitrum. So as you can see on their website, it has many assets that you can choose from when it comes to borrowing and lending and earning APY on those assets. And this is done in a decentralized manner. So the platform fees paid back to lockers already is at $4.5 million, and it's increasing every day as they gain more traction. It is worth noting that the market cap displayed on CoinGecko, which is 1.4 million, it's not quite correct. At this moment in time, with this price, Radiant is around, I want to say $8.5–9 million in market cap. So just make sure you know that. But when it comes to the chart itself, from the beginning, from their launch, we had a spike in price, but then we were followed by some stagnation. But that has happened in the entire crypto space. But then there was a point at which projects like GMX and other projects on Arbitrum started to gain attention, and that's when Radiant had their upside, had a spike in price, and we can continue to see that right now. We also had a spike in volume at that time. Why? Well, because people are looking for gems on Arbitrum. They want to capture as much gains as possible, kind of like Aave built on Arbitrum. If you go to the docs.radiant.capital, you'll be able to see exactly where platform fees are generated, exactly how the locking mechanism works, bridge, borrowing, vesting, and everything else when it comes to tokenomics or a deep dive into the project, which you should do if you were to invest in Radiant, because everything that we say on this channel is not financial advice. You should always do your research. I'm showing you the projects that I'm personally accumulating right now. If you go to the options on the website, you'll be able to see options that come up. You can stake your Radiant LP. So by providing liquidity, you're able to get the LP token and stake that with quite a high APR right now. You can also go to manage Radiant, and here you can lock your Radiant and generate fees. As you can see, I've generated some fees over the past week and a bit period. They are generated in DAI, USDC, USDT, WETH, and WBTC, and obviously Radiant as well. So by locking your Radiant tokens, people are able to generate revenue. And the daily platform fees at the moment are around $6,000. But if you calculate the general APY that's being generated by locking your Radiant, it's around 40%. But that number obviously will fluctuate depending on how many people lock and the amounts of Radiant that's locked. If you go to the borrow section, you're then able to see the variable APY for the borrow, that's the borrowing product, and also you have the deposit. So deposit allows you to provide collateral for those borrowers and earning APR. And this number fluctuates as well, depending on the needs. But as we said, this is a decentralized product. It's not a product like Celsius, for example, which was centralized and it failed. This is more like Aave, right? Radiant is available on SushiSwap right now, and that's where the most decentralized volume is. But you're able to use BKEX as well and Ascend as well. When it comes to myself, I use SushiSwap as that is also a decentralized solution. And many times on this channel, we've mentioned the fact that decentralization is key because you're then not reliant on counterparties. This is exactly why crypto was invented, to remove counterparties, right? And decentralized solutions like Radiant, like other projects that we've mentioned on the channel, remove middlemen, and this is exactly what we like. So this is one of the gems that I think will have a decent future when it comes to developments, when it comes to price action, and also the user base. We can see that Arbitrum is gaining attention. We see many posts on social media, on Twitter, about people creating portfolios based on Arbitrum because they know this is a great opportunity, and we know that as well. Let me know if you are involved with any other Arbitrum projects. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to check those out. The next video is coming very soon on yet another Arbitrum gem that I think you're gonna love because that's even a lower market cap than Radiant, and it's also fully decentralized. So go ahead and click the subscribe button so you don't miss that video. This is it for today. I will see you in the next one very soon.